but fresh from shoot around.
There he
Oh,
is.
he's got that game face on. Now,
There
let's
he
be
is.
clear. We offered to move this conversation to tomorrow. But Coach, just for everybody listening, what are you guys doing tomorrow?
Man, we're traveling to Hawaii, brother, tomorrow. So,
Oh my God! Hey, you need an assistant coach? You need.
I may need a lot of stuff after tonight. I'll let you know.
Well, we got the Causeway Class going on. It's game night for Coach David Patrick, kind enough to join us here as Sac State will take on part of a doubleheader Sac State men's and women's basketball program tonight at the Golden One Center. Coach, we appreciate you being with us on a game day. Congratulations, another victory, sitting at 3-1 since the last time we saw you. And headed into tonight, after the weekend that Sac State had, out at that stadium with 22,000 strong, does this game bring even a little bit more significance than it already had after, being so close to what we had this weekend at the Classic?
Look, what a big-time event, man. I think for all sports fans, that football game was amazing. I've been blessed enough to be at LSU, Alabama, which is a huge football game, and Oklahoma, Texas. And that game this weekend was a similar vibe, just seeing the people outside from both schools, supporting their program. Obviously, we're ecstatic that Sac State came out on top, but it's great to follow up that event on Saturday with us playing UC Davis tonight and see if we can duplicate what the football team did.
Yeah. I want to go back to Friday too, because that game it was tough. Like, I've experienced playing those midday games. It's just a different feel, you know what I mean? So there's different things that you got to do, I'm sure, as a coach, but those players, they get up earlier and have to get ready a little 4 or 5 hours earlier than they're used to. And not only did they show up and they handle business against Merced, I was watching the game while we were on the show. Nice little crowd out there for the home opener, in the middle of the day, man. I thought the energy in the crowd was good, and those guys on the court, they showed up and they played well to bring home that W.
Look, I think we played hard. Obviously, it was great that the fans could come out, the faculty and the students that came through. I've never been somewhere where the president's at every game. Our president of the university is there, President Nelson, which was cool. And the 12 o'clock start's different, man. There's no shoot around on a 12 o'clock start for us, so we kind of just roll in there and roll out, And I thought we played defensively well. I thought we rebounded well. We didn't make free throws, and we didn't make shots early, which put a little pressure on our guys. But it's hard playing at home when you got your friends, your family, your student population that you're friends with in front of you for the first time. Sometimes that's hard. And so I thought our guys adjusted and played against a good UC Merced team.
Coach, De'Aaron Fox had a great line the other night after the Detroit game. He said, learn your lesson, but win the game. And I know you're big on teaching. You're big on lessons. You're 3-1 now. You're 4 games into this. Do you feel like your team is learning lessons through each of these games?
I think we are. This group's not used to being 3-1 together or 2-1 before the Merced game, and handling success is part of it. You just because you're 2-1 or 3-1 doesn't mean you're going to show up tonight against UC Davis and become 4-1. Like, people are coming after you, and you're going to get everybody's best shot no matter who you are. But sometimes you got to go through those lessons against Merced to know that anybody can get got, as I tell them. And so hopefully we learn some lessons from that game. And we come out with a lot more fire tonight because UC Davis is a heck of a team. And I'm hopeful those lessons we learned on Friday will carry over tonight against UC Davis.
Hey, Coach, did you have any conversations or run into anybody on Saturday that, from the Davis side, whether it's the fans, if it's like, we'll see you on Tuesday night, Coach. We'll see you on Tuesday night. They're going to be ready tonight. That's going to be a nice little battle.
Yeah, it'll be. You know what? No, the one UC Davis fan that was bothering me was Chima Maneki. He came and got some tickets from me, and him and Kevin Werder came to the game, and he was over there. I said, "Man, take that UC Davis stuff off before he came into the end zone." But no, I didn't have too many fans heckling me. I think more Sac State fans were heckling me, asking me can they get on staff with me.
That's fantastic. Speaking of the NBA, we'll touch on this real quick. One of your buddies, Ben Simmons, is returning to Philadelphia tonight. You got any advice for Ben Simmons as he returns to Philadelphia?
Well, you know that we're old enough to know, man. Them fans over there booed Santa back in the day. So
They different.
yeah,
They different, man.
You know, I think what people like Ben already went there, even though he didn't play last year, and he saw Joel and Coach Rivers, and then he saw him again this year in the preseason. So I think for him, being around his teammates and seeing them for the first time, it's already happened. Now he's got to go out there and play. And you know, he's professional for a reason. He's been booed before at college events and other NBA arenas, but I think it'll be different for him. But I know he's excited to be home, or excited, not shouldn't say home, but excited to be at the place that drafted him number one. At the place where he's a perennial all-star and a playoff team. And it goes with the territory, you know, so I know it'd be an exciting time. Sucks I'll be playing because I wish I could be watching that game.
Yeah. You know, Coach, and obviously you got a closer relationship with him. And I was hard on Ben Simmons during some of his final years in Philadelphia. But I've watched them starting with that game against the Kings, and I saw a different energy from him. You know, I saw him with a certain level of aggressiveness. And, you know, the stat line wasn't crazy that game, but it seemed like he took that type of approach. And now the numbers in the last few games are starting to match up with how, you know, he's playing. And I'm happy for him. I'm very happy to see him, you know, just being confident out there in his game. Do you kind of see the same thing in him lately? There's been a little bit of a shift since he's been able to get out here in the last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, man, I think anytime you take 365, nearly 400 days off any sport, it's going to take a little while to get the rust off you. And I guess, you know, even though he's supposed to be an all-star, it takes time. You know, it takes time. And I think and I'm not making excuses for him by any sense because I'm harder on him than anybody. But it'd be like a football player going from running back to receiver or receiver to quarterback. And it seems easy, but it's not. So this kid's gone from being a point guard for 6 years in the NBA to playing the post. And that just takes time, man. And I think he's more comfortable in his position. I think his teammates are more comfortable where he is. And, you know, you've had 3 coaches in the last last year of his playing career. So I think all that, he seems more comfortable out there on the floor and a more joy to playing and playing harder.
Coach, did you have to, because you're at the Golden One Center tonight for this doubleheader? Is that a different preparation? Because you talk about distractions, and you just talked about, you know, that first home game you had. Well, now you got 17,000, and they're going to turn out for this game. Is the preparation for this a little bit different?
I think for me, it's the same in terms of giving the same routine over and over. Obviously, we had to get on bus and travel to Golden One. They had class today, get back on the bus, go back, and then come back tonight because of a doubleheader. Our warm-up time is a little shorter. It's like a 30-minute warm-up time because of the women's game. So we had to get a lot of prep in beforehand. So that part's different. But at the end of the day, it's 94 by 50, the court, and you got to get those guys to lock in, even me as a coach, and lock in on the task at hand, which is try to slow down a quick and physical UC Davis team.
Yeah. And I know you're not looking ahead, Coach, but, you know, we won't talk to you before then, but you guys are going to Hawaii for a tournament, right? It's 4 teams, right? And that when you guys start off, who you guys start off with?
Yeah, so we started with Hawaii, the host team, who's I think they're 4-1, 5-1. So we get to play Hawaii in Hawaii, which will be fun. And then we get the winner or loser of Texas State, who just beat Cal last night, who are undefeated, versus Southern Utah, who just lost to Kansas by 3 points or something. So it'll be a good test for us, you know. And this is kind of like a tournament week. This is playing a neutral event if we're blessed enough to go to the NCAA tournament. Tonight's like playing on a neutral court in a big arena and what that feels like. And then you're playing in a tournament that's similar to the Big Sky where you got to win, you know, 2 or 3 games in 3 days. And so I think it'll be a good test for this group. A great place to have a test out there on the water, though.
Seriously.
I'm gonna hit up our man Ryan right now and just let him know we could really ramp up our Sac State coverage if we started going on these trips with you.
That's what I'm saying. But if you go to the Great Alaska Shootout, you're on your own, Coach.
Well, I think if we win it, I'm gonna get in that bar behind somebody's back right there. If we win this tournament,
we got you, Coach. We got plenty of Luke Belair for you, man. I promise. Good luck tonight. Doubleheader at the Golden One Center. The Sac State women's program followed by the Sac State men's program. Sac State and UC Davis tonight. Coach, good luck. Have a safe trip. Have a great holiday, and we'll connect with you when you guys return.
Yeah, you guys have a great Thanksgiving as well. Thanks as always.